Welcome back, my friends. Another episode of the Suda Kings podcast. Today's going to be a fun one. I got Wes here with me as per usual. He is actually out in Iceland. Iceland. Is that right? Iceland? Is that what they call it?
Just one Iceland, I think.
Oh, just Iceland. Okay. What city is it?
God, how do I even Reykjavik? I'm gonna butcher that.
I've never been and I've never heard of. So, but yeah, Wes is joining us from far, far away. Him and his family are out in Iceland. But nonetheless, here we are getting another episode out to you guys. Wes, how was the trip so far?
It's been good. The very first day, so we left Minnesota at like 7:30 p.m. on Saturday, and then it was a 5.5 hour flight, but we're also 5 hours ahead of Minnesota, so we landed at like 6 a.m. I got no sleep, and we couldn't get into our place till 4. So I was just miserable the first day because I was on no sleep.
Kind of reminds me of our trip to Colorado together, where we drove all night, we're just miserable, got in and couldn't get to our room.
It does remind me of that a little bit of how I felt. And yeah, it's been good after that though. I saw this like cool waterfall today. Went hiking around. I don't even know what the area is called, but a lot of cool stuff out here. The one not so cool thing is the weather is constantly just rainy and windy and like 40 degrees. So it's weird going on vacation and then seeing people in Minnesota are the ones having the great weather, you know.
Right.
It's cool. And yeah, glad we're able to do that. It's also weird. It's light almost the whole day. It's almost 10 p.m. and it feels like it's about 5 p.m. here too.
Okay. And you've been poker out there for you?
No, I mean I've been reviewing a lot of my hands that I've meant to review for a while and been doing more studying. I might max late reg some ACR stuff, but there's no ignition or global to play out.
Yeah, they got ACR's got the OSS going on right now.
Yeah. Basically, I'd be looking to just late reg stuff that wouldn't take super long.
Yeah,
but
yeah, maybe when the family's sleeping and stuff like that. That's awesome, man. Glad you're out there having a good time. You've been traveling a lot lately, so I'm glad we're still able to get this stuff in as well.
Yeah, me too. This will be a fun episode.
Yeah. So what happened essentially?
Yeah. So I was gonna say the people are gonna find this out soon enough, but I'm kind of in the dark right now. We're gonna review 3 hands, all of which you picked out.
Yep.
And we're gonna have me react in real time and see. We can discuss the strategy and it'll be fun. And then you said there's one that you want me to guess what one of the players had.
It'll be like, do you remember the old World Series of Poker coverage where they'd have like the Jack Link's beef jerky, like hidden hand thing?
Yeah.
And then their hand would be backwards.
Potential hands.
And then you'd have to you get like 3 hands to choose from on which one they had or 4 or something like that. I'm not going to give you hands to choose from. So
this is going to be.
Yeah, you might be way off. Who knows? But I got 3 hands here. On top of these just being 3 hands, I didn't just pick 3 random hands. I found 3 hands that have some sort of significance to them in some sort. So we'll talk about each hand, and then we'll also talk about what key things made the hand interesting. For example, why a player made a specific play, like if it was blockers or bubbles. So the first hand will be essentially a bubble type hand. There'll be
and remind me, this is from the EPT Monte Carlo.
EPT Monte Carlo 2024 just happened over this week. So I think the final table ended yesterday or 2 days ago, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll not spoiler who won or anything like that quite yet. We'll talk about that a little end, but it's the EPT 5,300 euro buy-in, 1 million euros up top.
Okay.
So there's a lot up there, man. And I know I've bragged in the past about how much I love EPT coverage. I just think it's so high quality, and there's the production quality is incredible. I think there's a couple things that can still be improved. Like, for example, like I think they struggle showing position, if I remember correctly. So you got to kind of
Mm.
figure out what position they're in. Doesn't really matter though. Again, still extremely high quality poker production stuff. I love watching it. It's a good way to learn as well. So let's go ahead and get into it, Wes. You ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so the first hand, I'll explain all the situation stuff. You're not going to guess any of this stuff, but this is the hand that's on the bubble of the EPT. So I don't remember exactly how many started the tournament, but anyways, there's in this scenario there's 189 left and 176 pay.
Okay.
So I think it's safe to assume there's somewhere around 1,800 to 2,000 entries. Does that seem maybe right?
Yeah, I don't know how they do the payouts because WSOP pays 15%. Most
Yeah.
tournaments play more like 10 to 12. So I would assume, yeah, like
Yeah.
1,700
So
something.
there's a lot of
Yeah.
entries. There's a lot of people.
Mhm.
Um, so we'll start into it. The blinds in this hand are going to be 1.5K, 3K, 3K blinds, right?
All right.
So 7.5 in the pot pre-flop. We start off with in the hijack with his name is Pardo. I don't know what nationality is, but he's a professional player. He's got 11.5 million in earnings, something like that.
Never heard of them.
Yeah, it's okay. I think I had seen him before, but not too familiar with him. Anyways, he opens in the hijack, queen, pocket queens. He has the queen of spades, queen of diamonds. He opens to 7K on 195K. So what is that?
So he's got
66 bigs?
65 bigs. Yeah, 65 exactly,
Yeah,
right?
65 bigs. Yep. Um,
So
then
he's pretty
his opponent Jorgna defends King Queen of Hearts on 251K from the big blind. So they're
okay.
deep here. So it's 65 big blinds and then whatever 85 whatever something.
Yeah, so they're 65 effective and he's, they're pretty deep. Like I think it makes sense to not three bet the king queen suited, even though from the big blind we are the bigger stack. Like there's an argument for it. It's just like
Well, right. And I mean, here's another thing is there's a couple things to consider here, and we'll go ahead and pause here before we move on in the action. So uh Pardo opens hijack with queens. Big blind has king, queen of hearts. Big blind remember, we're 13 off the money in this situation. I
mhm.
mean, that's got to give us a little more incentive to be a little more aggressive here as well. I mean, and intuitively, I think I'm just going to defend the king, queen of hearts as well. So I think that is that kind of what we're landing on here? Is there ever a reason to three bet just to apply bubble pressure? Are we just too deep to want to three bet this hand and then loop maybe fold to a four bet?
Yeah, we're probably not getting four bet much at all, but
Yeah.
also we're probably like we don't have hmm. Yeah, I personally like the call.
Okay.
There is a little bubble pressure for I mean, neither one has that much. They both have over 60 bigs, but even if you are the bigger stack, unless you have way more chips than your opponent, there is some pressure on you
Yeah.
too.
So maybe if
Uh,
Pardo had maybe, let's say he had like 35 big blinds or less, maybe we'd
yeah.
want to be applying more pressure in that scenario because he's going to be more likely to have to play for his whole stack.
Yeah, I would agree. I think in this
Okay.
spot, unless
Okay.
you're just three betting huge, it's
Mm,
not worth it. And we have a great hand to see a flop with.
yeah.
Um,
Okay. Perfect. So, okay, let's get to the flop. The flop comes out six of diamonds, jack of clubs, ace of hearts. There's 18,500 in the pot.
all
With
right,
king, queen of
so
hearts here, we're always just going to probably be checking, I'm assuming.
yep, yeah, this is checking full range here, and he flopped a gutter and a backdoor nut flush draw.
You got that's exactly right. Six of diamonds, jack of clubs, ace of hearts. Big blind has king, queen of hearts. So yeah, gutter with the backdoor nut flush draw. Queens has second pair now.
Yep.
Um, and then I guess a backdoor straight draw, you could say.
Yeah, yeah,
so
basically,
so he checks. There's 18,500 in the pot. If you're Pardo with queens here, what are you doing?
probably betting small. I mean, I
Okay.
think the board would
18,500 in the pot. What are you betting?
55, maybe
Oh,
6K.
all right.
Maybe
All right. So
even go for like 45.
why don't you have 11.5 million in earnings? You pretty much nailed it.
Okay.
He bets 5K into 18.5.
5K, yeah. So
So what is
I
that?
got all the way
40%?
around it without actually
I mean, sorry,
saying.
what is that? That's like 20.
between a quarter and a third.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So,
Yeah.
anyways, um, okay. And then if you got the king queen of hearts here, I'm assuming for me, I'm probably always just gonna play call. What are you doing?
Yeah, I don't know if there's much merit to raising here, like, our opponent can have all the best possible hands on this board,
Yep.
and even when he doesn't, a lot of times our king queen, not a lot, but our king queen can be good a reasonable amount of the time where, like, if we're up
Sometimes he
against
just has like 8, 9 of spades or something.
yeah, and if he's the us from the perspective of the big blind here, we have our opponent covered. So we're gonna guess he's not gonna bluff too hard near the bubble against us. So if our king queen is ahead, sometimes we will get to see it to showdown. And yeah, check raising just seems a little bit. It doesn't seem great just because our opponent can have all the nutted hands
Yeah.
here.
I, I
Sometimes it'll work for sure, but
I agree with you, but I just think it seems it's unnecessary at this point of the hand. I mean, there's so many good turn calls, then we can just kind of reestablish what we're gonna do after he's laying us a great price to just call here. Um,
mhm,
and we don't
cool.
want to. I mean, there's no need to start turning our hand into a like a check raise triple barrel. So
Yeah,
it just seems kind of unnecessary at this point. So, anyways, Jorgna calls with the king queen of hearts.
alright.
Um,
So we got 28.5 in the pot now.
28.5K in the pot. The turn is the king of diamonds. So it's 6 of diamonds, jack of clubs, ace of hearts, king of diamonds. It brings in a backdoor flush draw. Um,
Queen
uh,
10 is there.
queen 10 makes a straight. Um, so and it also gives the big blind second pair now and a gutter.
Yep. Yeah.
So
So, I
the
mean,
gutter
this
yard.
this feels like it should just go check, check.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. So this is where things get
But there
interesting.
I was gonna say, there's a reason that you chose this hand.
Yeah, exactly. So,
This
um,
really feels like it should go check, check, and then there shouldn't be that much action on most rivers,
well,
but
right, because if we have queens here, I mean, we still have showdown
we
value. We have the
we need
best
a
hand off.
jack.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I'm just trying to get the showdown at this point. So Jorgna checks in the big blind again with now he has second. He's upgraded to second pair
Yep.
with the
Now
pair
he's
of
ahead,
kings.
yeah. Yeah.
He's current, yeah. So he takes the lead against pocket queens. Pardo does not elect to check. So there's
Alright, so
28.5K in the pot. He
yeah.
bets 23.5K.
I was gonna say if he's gonna bet this, he must go big. Like he's definitely doing this to start folding out like king queen or a weak ace.
Yep. So and
King 10, I should
yeah,
say.
and big blind's range is pretty capped by not three betting pre here.
I don't know about I mean, capped like
Sorry, I should say he probably doesn't have ace king. He can maybe have ace
yeah,
queen off.
he's not gonna have like aces or ace king, and he might even flat jacks.
Maybe, right. I'm just saying I
Yeah,
guess it's not
but
fully capped, but it's unlikely.
yeah, it is a little like he can have the nuts though, which with queens we do block, but there's still 8 combos of the nuts here. So like he's sort of capped, partially capped. Like he's not capped in terms of having the nuts, but he's capped in terms of like the other top of the range hands probably aren't there. And there are a lot of hands that like he'll call the big blind with any ace pre-flop. So he'll have a lot of one pair ace X here.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree. So he's value. I would say the flop bet with the pocket queens is a value bet. It's a slightly thin
Yeah,
value bet. And then the turn,
it's
he's now turning his queens into a bluff.
yeah, it's weird though because for me this feels like a mistake because if he's I mean, yeah, the flop bet is sort of a value slash just a range bet,
Yeah.
but he can be up against a jack a lot of the time now, and
Yeah.
he's just ahead. I think honestly, another hand that makes sense to bluff that blocks the nuts just as hard is pocket tens, but it's way better to bluff because you actually benefit by folding out a jack.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. That makes
yeah,
sense.
this feels like. I'm not saying it won't. It certainly could work against some stuff, and
Well, it's
it
funny though, because I mean, against the big blind specific hand, the king queen of hearts, like he's just applying maximum pressure to this hand, and he's also applying maximum pressure, like you said, to the single pair aces, which our
yeah,
opponent
yeah,
has a lot of, right? So
like ace deuce or something feels worse to call with than king queen because at least king queen has a few more outs
right,
when you're
yeah, I agree.
behind.
Because if you're already behind, you just want, I mean, you're hoping for it to have more equity at least.
Mhm.
Um,
All right, so that's like you said 23.5
into
or
28.5. So was that 85% or something?
yeah, like 80, yeah, just over 8, yeah, something like that.
Okay, so um, if you have king queen of hearts here, are you calling, folding, raising?
Um, it depends. I think so I think the standard play here is to call.
Okay.
Um, there are some players I would just fold against, like, we're nearing the bubble. In a tournament that you and I would be in, there are some players I would certainly fold this because I feel like they'll just kind of give up
Yeah.
on turn bluff.
I agree, I agree.
And
It takes a capable opponent to be able to start keep or to continue bluffs here. It's not just gonna be any type of opponent.
it
Pardo
does.
definitely falls into that range though. I mean, like, I'm sure a lot of his opponents at the table are aware that he's probably the most successful at that table. He has the
Yeah.
biggest resume at that point.
Yeah, and so because yeah, I think against most players, I would just assume I'm almost always behind, and that being the case, we're out of position, we're not getting a very good price here to just hit a gutter or, like, trips or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
It sucks, right? It's like,
yeah, in this
you
spot,
don't love
though
it at all. You're not happy to have king, queen of hearts here.
no, you would love for it to go check, check on the turn,
Yeah.
but I think against this opponent, I would call, not
Okay.
not expecting to see queens, but expecting there's gonna be, queen 9 suited, queen 8 suited, 10-8 suited, 10-9 suited, like, usually, what was the other card on the flop? So it was ace jack 6?
Yeah, 6 of diamonds.
Okay, so there's not really any other. Yeah, I mean, there's just, like, I could expect to see pocket 4s or 5s, like, some bluff hands where he's trying to fold out a 6 or a 10, or sorry, a
Yeah,
jack,
yeah.
and yeah, I think king queen here, between the fact that we might be good and the fact that we at least have some equity when we're behind, I think
Okay.
I'm calling, but it's not gonna be comfortable on some rivers if we face another bet.
Well, Jorgna agrees with you. He lands on call with a king, queen of hearts.
Mhm.
The pot
Alright,
is
so
now
that
75.5K,
yep.
and the river is the 8 of hearts.
Okay, so that's pretty much I mean, yeah.
It's a
No,
banana.
yeah, no flush comes in, no additional straight.
Yeah, it essentially is pretty point it's a brick.
Yeah. Alright, so I'm guessing big blind
You
checks.
gotta always check here with king, queen. We're trying to get the showdown with the king, queen of hearts here.
Yep.
Pardo now has queens. Okay, I'm just gonna say the board back for the listeners. It's the flop was 6 jack ace, rainbow, king of diamonds on the turn, which brought in a backdoor flush draw, and then 8 of hearts on the river. There's 75.5K. Both these guys still have well over like 2x pot. And
Yeah, I think the Pardo, he must have, like, a little over 2x. He started
Pardo
with
has a
1.
little over 2, and then yeah, and then Jorgna has another 60K on top of that.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah, so I know I said I didn't love the bluff on the turn, but now that we bluffed the turn with queen, let me say, now that we bet the turn with queens and got called, we can be almost certain we're behind, and now the queens, I think, makes a great bluff because
You
we
block
know.
all the nuts.
Yep, block the nuts. Um, we can probably expect to fold out some ace X and then, like,
Well,
king
right.
10.
I think our opponent does have a lot of ace X's single pair that haven't improved to two pair.
Yeah,
Also, I think our opponents there's still a couple of combos of king queen which our opponent still has here that will
yeah.
fold
King,
out.
queen, king 10.
Um,
I mean, even in that, maybe queen, well, not that we need to fold out queen jack and jack 10. So maybe queens does have like a sliver of showdown. What was the suit of the king on the turn
There's a
again?
king of diamonds bringing in a diamond flush draw.
And what was the other diamond on the board?
Six of diamonds.
Okay, yeah. So I guess there's Jack X, all the Jack X of diamonds we still beat too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So actually, I don't even know if I'm a big fan of, like, I like bluffing the
You
now
think
that
we
we're
still have
here.
showdown value here?
There, yeah, we definitely have a sliver. Like,
All the Jack X's that would call a turn. It's pretty much Jack X's with a diamond, and then King Queen X's, and then baby aces.
yeah. And do we have the queen of diamonds?
We have the Queen of Diamonds in our hand. Queen of Spades, Queen of Diamonds.
That means we probably have a little less showdown, which means a little more leaning a little more towards bluff. I
Because our
still
opponent could have like Queen with the Queen Jack of Diamonds, things like that.
yeah, there's a little bit less even like queen well yeah, that's probably about it because the six is the diamond.
Yeah,
So there's no queens. And yeah,
yeah.
they're not just gonna have like
And he's not gonna have like Queen Nine of Diamonds.
right, yeah, that would just fold flop. So um yeah, it's not but yeah, there's plenty of Jack X of diamonds that can just we can just beat. And then the Queen Jack and Jack 10 that may or may not call the turn, like we beat that. And which really just goes back to why I'm not a huge fan of the turn bet, because it's like, yeah, I do like bluffing the river now that we're here more than I liked originally bluffing the
Okay.
turn.
Well,
What are
let's.
your thoughts?
No, I mean, I agree 100% with you. I would not have played it this way. I would have tried to get to showdown with this hand. Um,
Hmm.
I would have lost this hand though.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Yes.
uh,
So
so
does he go like,
King, hold on. So King Queen of Hearts checks. There's 75 and a half K. You have 159 and a half behind,
yeah,
159.5K behind. What are you betting here? If you're now that we know our opponent is going to bluff, what sizing are you going with?
I might go over bet. Like we need to try and fold out an ace here. That's really what we're
Yeah,
doing.
yeah,
Um, any size puts a lot of pressure on an ace, but like,
it does.
what would we bet with the nuts? What would we bet with pocket sixes, pocket jacks? We would go like, I would say maybe even over bet.
Okay.
Uh,
I like where your head's at, and that's exactly what Pardo thinks as well. He does go with the over bet. However, it's not just an over bet.
is it all in?
It's all in minus 1K. He bets
Oh my god!
158.5K into
Wow.
75.5K. Just applying max pressure
Yeah,
to
I
every hand, even like King Jack.
yeah. I mean, this does suck if you have king jack. This sucks if he has a ace six. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
You,
unless you're sitting there with the nuts in the big blind.
so all King X's that, or well, like the King Queens should be folding all
Yeah,
single paired aces. And then so eight
yeah.
sixes, King
And
Jacks,
and
things
as
like
part of
that.
we can have pocket kings here, and yeah,
Yeah, I just thought this
we
was a
can have all
super
the set.
interesting.
Yeah,
I just thought this was such a really interesting hand that Pardo takes this spot on a bubble where a failed bluff could really be detrimental to him on the stone bubble against
yeah,
an opponent who doesn't have pressure, any leverage against.
yeah. I'm gonna guess this works. I mean, I think it should. I think
I
king
mean,
queen should
second pair,
fold.
King Queen thinks for maybe about 10 seconds and then tosses it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
Yes.
well, super cool hand. Yeah,
Right? I mean, here's the thing is like I would have never turned that hand into a bluff there, but in hindsight and while after looking at it, I can see the reasons why he did. I mean, not only does he heavily block queen 10, um, he also has range advantage pretty much. I mean, again, our opponent can have some strong hands here. The big blind can have some strong hands, but he shouldn't have pocket aces and shouldn't have pocket jacks for top and second set.
kings especially. We can
Yeah,
have
and
kings.
kings as
We
well,
have
which came on the
queens, so we
turn.
could have
Yeah,
kings, and then
so, um, I think it's a thin like a or high variance bluff line, but
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. No, that's a cool one. And it's good to think of those spots when Yeah. Yeah, he must have just, like it's one of those where he knows he maybe could be ahead, but he's like, "I'm gonna win this pretty much no matter what if I play it this way."
I
So
mean, props to him. One thing I love hands like that because it gets me thinking outside of my box. You know what I mean? I'm
Mhm.
like, this is something I wouldn't have done. I might not try it either, but as long as I see it and understand it, it'll help me with future decisions potentially.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, sick hand by Pardo. Very well played. The second hand here, moving on. You ready for the next one?
Yep. So
This
this one, I think you said there are 3 tables left?
three tables left. So 21 players left. Um, This one actually includes Adrian Mateos, one of my favorite poker players of all time. I know he's a
Yeah, he's
f
great to watch.
yeah, we love listening to him on like our Inside the Mind of a Pro, the Winamax YouTube series. Check that out if you haven't yet. Watch Adrian's videos. There's a lot of other Winamax pros on there too. Super cool series. So moving on to hand number two, we have our player. His name is Choskin. I don't know his first name, but his name is Choskin. He's in the hijack. The blinds are 15K, 30K, 30K. 21 players left with $1 million up top. He's in hijack. He makes it two big blinds with 2.3 million behind with a king 10 of diamonds.
Alright, so he's got, like, over 70 bigs.
Super deep. Another reason these EPTs are sick. Everybody's just so deep. And there's 21 left. So he's got over 70 bigs, king 10 of diamonds to open. I think it's completely standard here.
Yep.
Yeah. So um, it folds to Wolfgang, who's a content creator. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him. I think he's a cash game primarily grinder. He's not like a big tournament grinder.
Yeah, I think I've seen him. I
Yeah, he
know
puts
him.
out a lot of like Instagram, TikTok content and stuff like that. He just snap folds ace jack off on the button with 700K.
That can't be right.
I didn't like the fold. I
That
just this is I
I
just
can
had to
think
add
of
that in there
3
because it's a
options I like more than that.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
call,
So
raise small, or all in.
yeah, so he ends up just pretty much snap folding ace jack off. I thought that was weird. It has nothing to do with his hand, but or it does, but it doesn't, right?
Yeah,
Just
it's
wanted to bring it up.
notable.
So ace
And
jack off folds on the button. Then it folds to Adrian Mateos in the big blind. I am not going to tell you what he has.
alright, there we
So
go.
by
So
the
he
end, we're gonna see how close you can get to what Adrian Mateos has here.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm excited. And how many chips does he have?
Adrian has 2.1 million. So he is
Okay,
also
so they're like
very deep.
70 effective.
Yes, sir. So Adrian defends, right? The
Alright,
pot
I'm
has
ruling out a
160
couple hands already, but
pot wow, you dialed in. Pot has 165,000 in it.
okay.
The flop comes king, king, jack, heart, two hearts, and a randa and a banana. So there's a heart flush draw out there. King, king, jack. Choskin open king 10 of diamonds. So he flops trips
Yep,
and a backdoor straight draw.
yep,
Um, Again, you don't know Mateos's hand here. Uh,
yep.
Mateos starts off with a check, which I think is again just always standard.
Yeah, this king board is there are some boards you can lead from the big blind, but the king
This is
high
probably
board
not
is
one of them. Yeah,
the
like
one.
maybe like 4, 5, 6 or something
Yeah,
like that. Those
yeah.
low connected boards are typically better for the big blind to do lead stuff on.
Alright, I bet we're gonna see another small bet, like 45K or something.
You're on point, Wes. You're on point. It's not
Yeah,
45K. It's even smaller. He min clicks it. He
or
just bets 30.
oh,
So
30.
Adrian
Okay.
checks.
Actually,
He
yeah, no, that I've seen that. The like 1/5 sizing on the paired board
Do you
type
remember when
thing.
I did that when you were sweating me in the it was online on Global. It was like Jack Jack Deuce. And I just bet one big blind, and you text me. You're like, "Oh, I really like that," and the guy just folded.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah,
if you
that's
remember that,
awesome.
but it was like a very similar situation. Anyways, King King Jack Heart Heart. Um, Adrian starts with a check. Choskin bets 30K. Adrian does not call. He does not fold.
Raise,
He
yeah, yeah.
raises.
If he had just folded, I would have laughed pretty
That's the end of the hand.
hard.
Guess what he has?
Yeah.
um,
Alright, so he check raises.
he
I
bets.
don't know, is it gonna be
Choskin
like
bets 30K.
150?
Adrian raises to 100,000.
Okay, so kinda
It's
smallish.
still pretty
It's
small. Yeah.
it's over 3x, but it's small compared to the pot because of how
Yeah.
small the flop
And
is.
Choskin lands on call here. I think with trips here, we're still just always calling. I mean,
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, we're
we're
so deep,
almost
there's no
always
need to get in.
ahead, but, like, we're
Yeah.
gonna wanna stay balanced and protect our calling range a
I just
bit.
don't think that there's and if we ever did try and get in all of our chips here, it'd only be only hands that would be trying to get it all in here are hands that beat us.
Yeah, I mean, if we 3-bet, we'd get called by any king, which is good, but, like, we're trying to stay, we know Adrian can have a lot of bluffs, and since we have one of the kings, we know that bluffs are probably most of what make up his range right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, well, exactly, and so, like you said, Adrian is very capable. So, Choskin lands on call. The pot is now 365,000.
Okay.
The turn is the 8 of spades. So, it's king, king, jack with 2 hearts, and then the turn, the 8 of spades, it does not bring a second flush draw in.
Okay, so there's no, yeah. So I'm gonna
Do you wanna know
guess
what Adrian does on the
Adrian.
turn now that he's taken the betting lead?
Yeah, I'm gonna guess he bets on the somewhat large side.
Wrong. He
Oh,
checks.
okay, okay. Man,
This is gonna throw you for a loop.
yeah,
So now this is where the hand also gets very interesting. So remember on the turn, Choskin bet 30K, Adrian check raises to 100K, and then
yeah,
Choskin calls, and then Adrian decides not to continue betting the 8 of spades turn.
yep.
Um, so he checks to Choskin, who has trips here on King, King, Jack 8. Are you betting or what are you doing here? Now that
Yeah,
Adrian
absolutely betting. Yeah, I don't know what kind of sizing, like, are we trying to get called by a jack? There could be a decent amount of flush draws that we want to put chips in against. I would say I would lean more towards going something like 2/3 pot.
Okay. I agree with you. I do
Mhm.
agree with you. I would also bet here probably a little bit. Oh, I bet over half for sure. Um, Choskin checks back.
Oh my god.
I don't understand this at all. We just kind of want to get
Yeah.
value here. Plus, I mean, the only reason I can see checking is so that we give Adrian more opportunity to bluff rivers with
Yeah.
just like pure air hands. However, this board is now a little bit dangerous. There's a lot of texture to it. So I think we want to just kind of get value and also defend our equity a little bit.
Yeah, I just, this our hand is so strong, and
Yeah. I mean, you bet strong hands, right?
yeah, it's pretty
um
simple. Like,
So it
this would
goes
make
check, check on the 8 of spades turn. River is the queen of spades, so it does not bring in any flushes. It's queen, queen, or excuse me, it's king, king, jack, 8, queen.
Mhm.
The opener, Choskin has king, 10 of diamonds, so now he's got trips. That's it.
Yep.
Um, Obviously,
Ooh,
still a pretty
okay,
strong
okay.
hand on.
I had a thought here. My prediction right now is that Mateos is gonna check raise, and that he has the 10-8 of hearts or something like that. But
Okay,
let's see what happens first. Tell me.
okay.
Yeah.
So Mateos does not check.
Okay, I'm just wrong. Even if I guess his hand right, it's gonna be because the last hand I could tell what was gonna happen. This one I've just been wrong like
No, that's
almost
okay.
every
That's
time.
it's a very strange hand, but I think this will
Yeah.
give you a lot of information.
So he
So there's
bets
400K in the pot. 365K in
three.
the pot, excuse me.
Yeah.
365K in the pot. He bets 35K.
Okay, so it goes like a 10th pot
He
here.
goes 10th pot.
Oh, that is weird. Okay.
So now the
Uh,
pot is 400K and
yeah,
Choskin raises to 250K. So now Choskin was essentially
makes sense.
I
Yeah.
he had to have landed on the I'm checking back turn to try and get Adrian to bluff rivers. That had to be what it is. Now that he's raising
Yeah.
and didn't improve.
Yeah, like, I mean, maybe he was spooked and thought Adrian had a super strong hand, but then when he bets 10th, he's like, "Oh, no, I'm just always ahead," and but yeah, almost certainly he's trying to catch a bluff, I would think, trying to
Okay.
make it look like he has,
One
could be, yeah.
One last piece of information you need to know, and then we'll boil it down to I'll give you 3 different hands that you can choose from, and I'll let you know if you were close, What? So, Mateos folds.
Okay, that's interesting because I was kind of thinking he might like
It
three
might be an
bet that.
induced bet.
Yeah, that would have been crazy. Okay, so all right, so we can rule out the strong hands. The absolute biggest hand that he could have would be a queen. As far as made hands on the river,
Yeah.
he yeah, because there's stuff like he could have some like queen nine, queen 10. He could have a jack.
Keep thinking, but he could have a lot of things, right? There's a lot of combinations of hands. One thing I want to mention while you think about it more is Choskin has 770,000 in earnings, and Mateos has 41.5 million in
Yeah,
earnings.
yeah,
Useless but interesting information.
yeah. Okay, so I am. Tell me this: am I accurate to say that Mateos had a hand on the river that it was like very thin value, mostly block bet type of play?
Nailed it on the head.
Yeah.
Absolutely nailed it.
Um, did he have 8x of hearts?
I feel like we're playing Guess Who. You ever play that game?
Yeah, I have.
Was your guy wearing a hat? Does he have a mustache?
Yeah, glasses.
Um, you are correct.
8x of hearts.
That it is 8x of hearts.
All right.
You got
Um,
one more.
I mean, yeah, I feel like that's the
You
kicker.
pretty much nailed it. You said when you said 10-8 of hearts on the turn, or whatever, um,
Yeah.
he has so he actually had 3 pair. I'll give you that hint.
Oh, so he had queen 8 of hearts.
He had queen 8 of hearts.
Oh, okay. Okay. So I didn't nail it. So like, because he had a pair of queens, so he had an actual potential
On
value
the
that.
river right? He's
Yeah,
very thin value block betting
that
essentially
that makes more
to try
sense
and
to
get
me.
paid from hands like ace jack or something like that.
Oh, I mean, any jack has to pay off the 1/10
Yeah,
sizing.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Um,
yeah,
Interesting that he went for that, but okay, queen 8 of hearts. That does make sense.
yeah. I thought that was cool. I mean, you by the information you had, you deduced pretty damn well though.
I think the thing I nailed the most was that he paired the 8 on the turn. Like he had a bluff on the
You
flop, and
knew
then
he
he
had
paired
showdown
the 8.
value.
Yeah, he paired the 8 on the turn. That's what I had right. But other than that, I mean, yeah, I got parts of it, but I certainly didn't predict how the hand was going to
I'll
play
tell you
out.
what, I think Adrian lost the absolute minimum here.
I think, yeah, I mean, he
So he
should.
flopped a flush draw and then turns a pair and rivers a pair. And it
Yeah,
goes
like
check, check on the turn.
if he faces a turn bet, he has to call.
Yep. Yep.
So even in that sense, he should have lost more right there.
Yep.
And then on the river, if he checks and faces a bet, it's hard to like. It's sort of only a bluff catcher, but he does have a queen. It's one of the stronger hands he'll have as played. So yeah, I mean, I think he lost the minimum for sure.
Yeah,
Uh,
I agree with that.
I think yeah, this it goes to show why Choskin, that's his name.
Choskin. Yep.
It goes to show why he should have just not gotten tricky on the turn. If he bets like 2/3, Mateos has to call with a flush draw and a showdown hand. So like he's probably, if he doesn't improve, he's probably folding the river. But there's a world where he calls turn and it goes check check and he wins on the river. Plus he has outs. Yeah, Choskin got a little too cute with it, I think.
I agree. I would have bet turn. So that was another fun hand. That one was, we're approaching, we're getting down to the final table. Mateos just knows how to navigate tricky spots so well in these massive field tournaments. You know what I mean? Another
He's been there
reason to
a
just
lot.
love watching him play. So I thought that was a really cool hand. Unfortunately, he busted. I actually have it right here. He went out. He actually ran a bluff. I remember. I don't remember how it worked, but he ran a bluff that didn't work out, and busted in 11th place. So another a sick run by Adrian. Not bad at all.
Yeah,
We have
very
one
well.
more hand, Wes. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Okay, so hand 3. There's 3 left in the tournament. Three left in the tournament. Sorry, I just got a business text there. So three left in the tournament. We have our two opponents. Nasruddin, she seems like a very capable, very competent woman. She's played a lot of poker, you can tell. She has about six. So prior to this score, she's got about 600K in earnings.
Okay.
And then we have our other opponent, Van Lujic, who has 220K in earnings, and he's kind of like relative. He gives me like a slightly amateurish vibe.
Okay.
You'll see exactly why I say that. So three left. The blinds are 150K, 300K, 300K.
Mhm.
What is that? 750K in the middle, right?
Yep.
Van Lujic, it has 11, just over 11 million, and opens to 1.1 million. He is on the button.
Oh, one so he, like,
It's like
almost
three and
4
three
X's.
quarters X, like
Yeah.
3.75X or
3
something.
3 and 2/3, yeah. So
So
he starts with, like, 37 bigs, roughly, and he puts in, like, a tenth of his stack, right? Okay.
the sizing immediately, I was like, wow.
Yeah, and are you telling me what he had? Did you say that?
Okay, he has Jack 10 of clubs.
Yep,
I
okay,
had to
so you're
recall.
big open to Jack 10 of clubs, and then what are the other 2 stacks?
So, Nasruddin has 11.65 million. So they're very similar. She's got just a little bit more, like 900K more. Or no, like 700K more, something like that. Anyways,
Yeah,
and then the
very
third
close.
guy who's not in the hand has them both covered with like 20 million.
Okay, so they will not have a ton of ICM pressure here just because they're not literally playing for second, but they're not trying to outlast the other
Right,
person.
exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
So it's, not too much icing pressure. I do agree with that. So Van Lujic opens almost 4X with Jack 10 of clubs. Small blind folds. Nasruddin has the four of clubs, five of diamonds in the big blind. Are we just mucking this?
Man, yeah, against this sizing, I probably just throw it away. 4 or
Yeah.
5 off,
I
yeah.
think 4 or 5
Suited,
off
I
for me is going in
call,
the
like,
muck.
against a min raise or slightly over min raise, I call this for sure.
Absolutely. Yep.
I suppose
Just
this is a little bit of merit for the large any play that's a bad play usually still has a few redeeming qualities, and, like,
right.
you obviously get more folds when you open that big, but or maybe not in this case, but you should.
Right. So Nasruddin, forgive me if I'm mispronouncing this. I think that's correct. She opts to call.
Alright,
So
so
the
there's
pot, I mean, the pot's already
2.65.
inflated. It's
Yeah,
got nine bigs in it,
2.65
or
million.
2.65 million with about nine bigs in the middle.
Yeah.
Um, the flop comes three of clubs, four of spades, jack of hearts. So Van Lujic flops top pair with a 10 kicker. Nasruddin flops second pair with a five kicker and some backdoor straight draws. There's no
Yep.
backdoor flushes.
Jack 10 of clubs, you said, right?
Oh
Isn't
yeah,
that a
sorry.
back?
Jack 10 of clubs
Yeah,
has
yeah,
the
yeah.
backdoor flush, right? You're correct. With the
Okay,
three of clubs on the board. That is correct.
cool. So I'm guessing, this should go check bet,
You
but
are correct. So
I
Nasruddin
don't know what
checks.
kinda sizing this guy's gonna use.
There's 2.65 in the million. Just take a guess compared to what you've seen so far, or compare it to
I
what you've seen
mean,
so
my guess from what I've seen is he's gonna go, like, 2,000,000 or something,
far.
but
Okay. He bets
I would
1.5 million.
yeah, so still on the larger
Yeah, it's
side,
like
which, you know
65% ish or something. I don't know,
which
something like
I
that.
don't mind that nearly as much as pre-flop.
No,
Um,
no. Yeah, so far everything seems good except for the pre-flop opening size of 3.66x or whatever. Yeah, opened.
yeah,
Um, if you're, I mean, I think with Nasruddin, I mean, we flop second pair here. We often have the best
you have to
hand.
call,
We out,
yeah.
we ha-
It
we have to call one
You can
here.
turn some straight draws, you can be good a lot of
We
the
can
time,
turn
like
trips. We can turn two pairs. A
yes,
lot of
yeah,
hands that have implied value if we catch them.
mhm,
So
um,
she checks. Van Lujic bets 1.5 million. She calls. The pot is now 5.65 million. Both of them have let's see, like 9-ish million left, something like that behind. Sorry,
probably
like eight and a
yeah,
half, 9 million behind.
yep, that makes sense.
Um, Oh, okay, there you go. I have it actually written down. Nasruddin has 9.35 million behind. Von Lujic has 8.45 million behind.
Yep. So about 1.5 to 1 SPR.
Yeah. The turn is the 5 of hearts, giving Nasruddin 2 pair. It's a pretty gin card for 4 or 5 off here.
Yeah, it is. So
Um,
there's two ways to look at it. You can, if you check and face, I think this is a hand that, while very strong, you still are looking to get it in now, right?
yeah,
Like
absolutely.
there are a lot of action killing rivers, or just bad rivers in general. Like
Action killing rivers here would be like any sort of 6 or deuce that would put an open ender on the board.
yeah,
Um,
7. Yeah.
Queen, king, ace, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, like if you're looking to get it all from a jack or an overpair, like there's a lot of stuff that could scare them off.
Yeah. So
You
5
could check
hearts.
jam, or you could maybe lead for like, you know, a third to a half pot
So
as
that's what I was
well.
gonna ask you. At this point that we have merit to just lead this turn?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we'll have it's kind of a good card for us. We'll have some we could have the nuts here. Obviously we did turn 2 pair, and yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of what hands we would be bluffing. The flop was rainbow, right?
Correct. 4 spades, 3 of clubs, jack of hearts, 5 of hearts on the turn, brings in a backdoor flush draw.
Yeah. I mean, maybe we could have some I don't know if we'd want to turn a 3 into a bluff. Like we're not going to have a lot of hands that don't have a pair now, at least, right? Cuz
Yep.
5-6 is a pair. Like the straight draw is either made a straight or a pair pretty much.
Yep. Yeah.
Um
So let
yeah.
me explain my thoughts on this point. I do see the merit for leading here. I mean, that turn smashes big blinds range a lot more than it does the openers range.
Mhm.
I don't think I'm going to lead here too much. I think I might do it as like, like very, very rarely I would do it. Um,
Yeah.
so Nasruddin lands on check, which I like. I think betting or checking is fine. I probably would land on check more often. Now, this is where it's interesting. Van Lujic. If I'm Van Lujic here with Jack 10 of clubs, I think my first gut, and tell me what you think, but I think I'm going to pot control at this point because that card just is not good. Like you said, if it doesn't just give our opponent a pair, which we can get value from, it makes us so we could be drawing dead against us some hands.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's like there so I'll talk about the merits of betting first, which there are some. If we're up against a 3 or a 4, well, I guess I would say we probably get a fold from just a 3 or a 4 without a draw now, which is, it's not really a reason to bet, but betting is still better than checking if we know we're against that, right?
Yeah.
If we're up against like 5-6 or 4, a pair with a straight draw, then we want to get it in now. We're favored and we want to get it in and we will get action. We could be up against a worse jack, but also there's the flip side where we could be up against
Jack, queen, jack, king.
pair. Yeah. We could be up just against a better jack, or we could be up against 2 pair, or the 6-7, ace deuce got there. Deuce 6 should not be there, but so we're behind some now. And yeah, it's sort of, I think there's a threshold where, it's close for me. I think if I had ace jack, I'm comfortable trying to get it in here, or at least, bet again. Um, yeah, jack 10 is close. Are we thinking we'll get it all from jack 8? Maybe in if our opponent had a jack, would they have raised? We can maybe rule out ace jack because ace jack might have ripped it on us pre-flop. And we can definitely rule out over pairs, right? So like, yeah, my jack 10 is very much like in that gray area in the
Yeah, it's in
middle.
a gray area. I 100% agree with you. Now, with that, I think, if I'm Van Lujic, I'm gonna just be checking here. I'm gonna play pot control and then see what the river comes, and then decide if I, redecide the action from that point. Um,
Mhm.
decide what I'm gonna do from that point. So, Van Lujic does not check. There's, let's see, 5.65 million. He bets. What's he betting, Wes?
So he has it's like 8.5 effective, right?
Yep. Yep.
And I think we like, for SPR purposes, we can go small, but with how sort of wet this turn card is, I think a bigger size is a little better. So maybe like half pot,
Okay. Okay. So half pot would be what,
maybe 7,
4.2?
2.8, 2.8, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That's
Sorry, I was looking
5.6.
at his total stack. Yeah, yeah, 2 point. So he bets 3 million.
Okay, yeah, I like the sizing.
I don't like the bet though, personally.
Yeah, I don't hate let me put it this way, his pre-flop play is still by far the worst in my mind.
Yeah, I do agree. Okay, so I think we've already kind of concluded to this, but as Nasruddin here, we're trying to get our chips in the middle at this point.
Yeah, we have I
We
mean,
just have the best hand
let's
most of the time here.
yeah, if we call, we have less than 1 S or less than half SPR, like, we just go all in here.
Yeah, yeah,
There's no
yeah.
other
There's not so she jams. Von Lujic doesn't even waste a second before flicking in the call. Just
Oh,
snap call.
really?
He just snap calls. And here's the thing, it's like, how do you not take a moment to think about that? You're just
Yeah, that
never you're always
seems
behind here. I mean, he's hoping his opponent has, I would say, like 5, 6 of you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah, it's weird, it's like because well, even 5, 6, 5, 7, the straight draws that turn to pair of fives, I feel like are just an easy call because you have showdown and you have plenty of outs, but you
Yeah.
don't have, yeah, so it's sort of
This is why I like
you're
checking
hoping
the
this
turn.
is jack 9, you're hoping what exactly? Yeah, like, it's a gross spot,
Would
but,
you, if you had Jack 10 here, would you call after putting the 3 million in?
I mean, I'm right in this moment, I'm still thinking about it, you know what I mean?
Okay.
I would take a long time to make a decision.
Right. He didn't think about it at all. He just snap put it in. Let's remember he's only got 220K in earnings, and 100K of that came from winning an EPT side event in 2022. So he
Yeah, so
has,
this is already way more than he's ever made, and he's probably sort of like yeah, it feels like a free roll probably
yeah,
in a
it definitely,
sense.
I mean, yeah, it's like at least 4x or more past of his whole career earnings. Um,
Yeah.
so which surprised me, it's like maybe you'd even spend a little more time knowing that. But anyways, he snap calls. She flips over to the 4 5. He goes, "Oh, nice hand," and she's going, "Hold, hold, hold, hold." That's all she keeps saying, "Hold, hold." She's like, "No jack, no 10, no 3, no jack, no 10, no 3," because the 3 would give a counterfeit 2
Yeah.
pair. No jack, no 10, no 3, no jack, no 10, no 3. Boom, 10 on the river.
Oh, no.
Hold on, it gets even better, Wes. Van Lujic pushes his chips forward, which I'm thinking he wants to count, to make sure that the thing's right.
Did he think he
He pushes
lost?
his chips forward, and I'm like, okay, he's gonna count it. But then he stands up, picks his jacket and backpack up, and then walks over to his opponents and starts shaking their hand and wishing them good luck.
He didn't realize he won.
He thought he lost the freaking hand, dude.
Well, that's bizarre. Uh,
And then Nasruddin looks at him and she goes, "Dude, you won the hand." And he goes, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." I'm just like in that
well,
spot. Oh,
at
geez.
least there's one thing I would have done the same as him, which is bet the flop, but other than that, his play and his, not noticing that he rivered it in the biggest spot of his life.
The biggest spot of his life. Just crazy. I mean, she was even yelling his outs.
Yeah.
No jack, no 10, no 3, no jack, no 10, no
It
3.
wasn't even the 3 where it he maybe didn't
It looks
realize it
weird.
was
Yeah, no,
3.
it's like
It was
literally his
one of
2
his
pair
exact
card that is from
events.
his whole card. So, um,
Yeah, out.
yeah, I thought, the EPT coverage was really cool. It's crazy because there was a lot of really, really good players, lining up the final 20 or so, and a bunch of them kinda just drizzled out in the 20th through, like, before final table. Um,
Mhm.
so So yeah, like I would have loved to see an Adrian, come. I just love watching him make deep runs and seeing how he plays because it's so you can just learn a lot from it, right? Um,
Yeah.
I will say that uh, I probably didn't take away too much in terms of cool, interesting things I learned from the final table, but I definitely learned a lot of what I shouldn't do, which is just as important, maybe in a sense.
It is. You can, as long as you can identify the difference, right?
Yeah.
I think a lot of times, if you're not super experienced in poker, it can be easy to watch those and think the plays that someone's at a final table, like they're on TV. If they're making a play, it's really smart. It's really above the rim, and just isn't always. But
I was bummed. Van Lujic actually went on to win the tournament.
oh, he won the million.
He won the million. He got first place. I was actually really hoping for Nasruddin. I was watching her when there was still dozens left, and they had her on the feature table a lot, and yeah, she was just good. She was a good player, so it was fun watching her. It was pretty sick to see her take a bad beat like that. But I thought these were three interesting hands. I think you nailed pretty well the guessing hand, the Jack Link's beef jerky hand of the day or whatever.
Yeah,
I
that was
think,
fun.
yeah, with those three, I think we can go ahead and start wrapping things up here, Wes. Any other plans? What do you got going on in Iceland before you head out?
A lot of stuff. I don't even necessarily know what
I mean, you
else
still
planned.
got over a week left, don't you?
Yeah, yeah, just about.
Yeah. So we'll
Yeah, a
be
little.
recording another episode while you're gone.
Yeah, I get back that Wednesday evening, but it's probably too much of a squeeze to try and pop
Yeah.
over.
We'll
Yeah,
see. Yeah, it's never too much of a no, I'm just kidding. Yeah, probably
yeah,
for me editing and stuff, probably. So um I want to see some pictures and stuff. Look forward. I mean, maybe this will be a nice little break for you. I know you're studying while you're out there, so you can come back. We got the World Series of Poker in like 3 weeks from now.
yeah. I think it starts in 3 weeks. You and I, as we're recording, our first event will be in 3 weeks and one day.
Yeah,
At
so
5.
21 days or something, I think, right?
22. Come on,
Isn't it the
buddy.
28th? Oh, it's the 29th.
29th,
Yeah,
29th is the first one we're playing. Yeah,
you're right. 22 days. Whatever, dude.
yeah.
Yeah. So,
But
I can't. I mean, it just is like it was like 4 months, then it was like 1 month, or like 2 months, and now all of a sudden it's like 3 weeks. So it's just flying by. I'm
yeah,
really
well,
excited.
in our Discord, I know Brad will just post like 198 days left or something. But
You mean
now,
in our Telegram?
now I think we're really getting to the point where there's an actual countdown to be had.
Yeah. There's
So
no. Yeah, I know. Brad was like 134 days. Brad, we love it though. You're hyping us up. We appreciate it. But yeah, so um, that Brad is one of our housemates, but Wes and I will be out in Vegas. I think I mentioned this on a previous podcast, but we're bringing all of the recording gear. We're going to see if we can get special guests on there. We're going to have house podcasts, just detailing what the World Series is like while we're out there. We'll be talking hands, tournaments. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll be Suited Kings will
yeah,
be in full force this WSOP.
yeah, live look in, and I think you know with that being said, we've done 3 WSOP prep episodes recently, and I think the next 2 will probably be along those lines as well.
Maybe even with some special guests.
Maybe with some special guests. So,
We'll leave that hidden for now.
yep. Cool. Well, that was a good episode
Yeah,
as
hope you learned
usual.
something, Wes. No, no. Again, guys, if you haven't checked out our Discord yet, make sure to get in there. Go to @Deuce Nukem on Twitter. You can see my pinned tweet has an access link right there. It never expires. Get in there, chat poker with all the people in there. We'd love to have you join. We have 165 people in there now, so 165 strong. Keeps growing every day. Just absolutely love to see that.
And tons of great strategy discussion too.
Nonstop
I think
strategy
it's
discussion
better.
and a lot of just like camaraderie. A lot of people building relationships, able to run hands off each other in a healthy, not too many bad beats in there. So
It is real strategy. It's awesome. So
yeah,
get in the Discord, guys. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
cool.
And it also helps our egos when the number goes up.
Yeah,
So,
we love watching it. I mean, not only our egos, maybe that's actually it. So, anyways, guys, hope you have a good day, night, morning,
oh, here we
weekend.
go.
Here
Oh
we
my
go.
god,
Wes, for you, I hope you have a good day because it's never night where you are. So,
that's true.
all right, man. We'll
Thanks,
talk to you
guys.
next week. Hope you have a sweet trip, brother.